This is Mitchell Stevens with TrueGuard Property Management, and we're just doing a sort of walkthrough of 206 West Greenbriar Lane here in Colleyville. As you can kind of see from the exterior, there is some yard maintenance that does need to be done, so that is something that can be based on the tenants. Kind of looking up there, there is some roofing issues that may just fall under general wear and tear at this point. Here's the front of the property. There's some small foundation cracks, and as you can see, the door is a little scuffed and just a little has some kind of dust on it, so there's a bit of a feeling there. But walking into the property, kind of see that, looking back here, there's definitely some scuffing and just wear and tear on the frame of the door. A lot of the baseboards here have a lot of this just general grime. Moving through though, floors could definitely do with some cleaning. Here's a little bit of a piece that's popping up as well, but that can be easily remedied. Yeah, here's some of that flooring issues here, just sort of warping and pulling up. And then a lot of the big issues here, as you can see, a big about thumb width distance between some of these cracks here in the kitchen, and one or two wouldn't be necessarily bad, but seeing all of it together on this bottom floor, it all kind of adds up very quickly. They're just sort of noticeable things like that right there. And just these sort of scuffs, but moving through, yes, there's just a lot of the general scuffing and paint chipping on the cabinets here as well. And they could just be cleaned, and that may do a lot of some of the heavy lifting in terms of the repairs or that painting request. But there are some spaces that it would do with covering it with paint, predominantly that one there. Most of it, it looks like maybe cleaning might be sufficient, but just some like small chips. There's the laundry room, yeah. There's definitely some painting that could do there, and then a lot of the baseboards and a lot of the walls are a little dirty as well. This is the garage door leading from the garage into the house, and as you can see, the frame is starting to sort of come loose a little bit. That may be something that we need to address, but again, there's some of that flooring issues that we're talking about, and a little crack here in what might look like just the security of the leveling between the garage floor and the house itself. Walking into the primary bedroom right now of the first floor, seems in a relatively decent state. Again, we're seeing some of the flooring separation that's been prevalent across the floor of this kitchen as well. It's kind of all in the corners, and that could just be a foundation issue. We're also seeing a lot of these scuffing of the baseboards, and here are some of those screw holes in the context of the wall, so they are pretty noticeable. Some of these over on this wall are kind of smaller, but as you kind of look around, there's just a lot of that extra hardware It's definitely noticeable. There are some that are absolutely large, like that right there. And I think you're zooming in, because yeah, that's about, you know, about a finger width. Yeah. You're in the primary bathroom, and there is just, yeah, definitely some grout that needs to be cleaned along this tub. The tub itself could do with a cleaning as well. And then as you sort of scroll up, there is some sort of separation, or some of it looks like it's actually happening on the outside of the window and not the inside, but definitely some discoloration that is happening. A little bit more with just mirrors needing to be cleaned and just some general cleaning all throughout. Moving upstairs, there is some separation we're seeing in some of the stairs, and then just some discoloration here on the baseboards. The stairs themselves, there is some sort of scuffing on the walls and some extra hardware. Some of this looks like it can be maybe just sort of scrubbed away and not necessarily needing to be entirely repainted. The stairs leading upstairs are in a decent enough shape. Not a lot of that floor separation that we saw downstairs. And then moving up to the top floor, still some of that flooring sort of peeling that we're seeing right there. But none of that real separation. So from a far away glance, it looks pretty decent. Walls in decent shape, not a lot of hangables up here. Moving into one of the rooms, there is some of that just coloration and chipping here in the frame. So we're seeing, this is definitely what looks like adhesive from some of those like LED strip lights or something. It doesn't look like it's the paint chipping, it's more of a lot of, yeah, just small things here and there. So this would definitely be something that we would itemize the deposit on, because this is all tenant things, especially the effort to take off this adhesive. Moving into the bathroom, yeah, that is, I actually don't know how something like this would happen, but we'll definitely need to address that. That's just some cleaning scuffs. But yeah, this is definitely something that we will not be responsible for. Shared bathroom, Jack and Jill. It's all in pretty decent shape. The toilet could definitely use a clean. And the shower curtain, there's some painting up here, some peeling. That could just be recalked. Moving into the other part, this mirror is in much better shape. It just needs a clean. There's still some hardware up there, but this, all in all, this side of the bathroom is in much better shape. Some scuffing down on the baseboards. Moving into the room. Again, seeing some of these like larger holes from hangables that, you know, are not necessarily our responsibility because of the size of them. And then just some, yeah, cleaning of the doors. From far away, some of these scuffs are pretty noticeable. That's what something I would probably attest to, like a headboard just over time sort of knocking against the wall. And then, don't know how that would happen, but there are some screens that do need to be replaced. That's probably just wear and tear as well, kind of with how it's looking, but all in all, not horrendous.